this year. There's talk about Tim Southee being rested or to get the balance of the team right. You being sitting. How is that going to impact the overall planning? And how much is that going to mess out?
Yeah, we got 3 tests before that in the subcontinent, 1 against Afghanistan, 2 against Sri Lanka, and then 3 here. So I think it's just natural when you come to this part of the world. Obviously, spin plays a big part, but ideally, like to play all the test matches available. I love test cricket, so yeah, but understand there's balance to the side, and obviously it's not easy. There's a pace bowler to be able to play. We've got 9 test matches in the next few months, so there's a lot of test cricket. So it's all about managing, I guess, workloads. But for me, as long as you're fit and ready to go, then I'd like to play every game.
Tim, how are some of these choices made? Can you tell us a little bit about how the workload management, is there a science to it? How do you pick and choose? Not just about yourself, it's difficult as a captain, but even otherwise amongst the bowling group.
I don't think you go on with any too many preconceived ideas, but that's something that may happen. I think it's you're picking your best side for that test match, no matter where you are in the world, and so I think that stays true wherever you go. You pick your best side to win over the 5 days. So we've got a lot of cricket in the subcontinent, 6 test matches and 3 test matches back home. So there's a big chunk of test cricket to be excited about over the next few months.
Tim, you and Trent Boult form a formidable pair. Talked about though not in the same length as say Broad and Anderson, but you have still taken 541 wickets among the 2 of you 65 test matches. How do you look at your bowling with Trent Boult and in the world cricket overall, in the annals of world cricket? How do you look at it? How do you look back?
Yeah, we probably haven't played the volume of Test cricket that Broad and Anderson did. So yeah, it was a partnership I really enjoyed. We played across all 3 formats for New Zealand for probably 10 years. So it was a partnership we knew. We knew how each other's styles sort of complemented each other. So it was a partnership I really enjoyed. Yeah, like I say, it became a pretty consistent partnership and also a pretty good friendship along the way as well. So it's very enjoyable. You got left arm, right arm, complement each other, both swing bowlers. So it was very enjoyable and it's nice knowing and being familiar with someone from the other end.
And just talked about the right and left arm combination. India is still searching for a left arm medium pacer. So how do you look at the overall scenario and the importance of left arm pacers in world cricket, especially Test cricket or any format?
Yeah, I guess it's nice to have variety, but not always a luxury to have. It doesn't. Yeah, there's all right armers can bowl differently as well, but I guess just having that variety does help. But there's plenty of good right arm attacks around the world as well.
Tim, in the early this year, India played a 2 Test series in South Africa. Nobody liked it actually. Including Alan Donald and McCann, they said no Test series should be less than 3. India is going to play 2 Test series against Bangladesh before you players. So we are happy that New Zealand is going to play 3 tests here, and no Test series should be less than 3.
Yeah, I guess it's always a tough one. You want to, as players, you want to play more Test cricket. It's nice to be able to come here and play 3 Test matches. The last couple have only been 2-match series. Even I think back in New Zealand, there's only been 2-match series between New Zealand and India for a while. So yeah, it's great to have 3. I think as players, you want to play 3-match series as often as you can.
How do you see the few players prefer to not to be included in the team or in the list of the central contact players, like Devon Conway decided to not be? How do you see this move of few players?
Yeah, I guess it's the way that cricket's going and the amount of T20 leagues that are popping up. We look at it from Kane and Devon's point of view. They're still committed to New Zealand cricket. That's committed to we've got 9 Test matches coming up, so they're committed to those Test matches. So as far as the Test side is concerned, it's not too dissimilar. They're still gonna be there even though they don't have a New Zealand contract.
Your best Test.
Yeah. At a macro level about these contracts, and there was a kind of flexible contract as well for Devon. Where do you see these things headed in the next few years as far as the changing landscape of T20 cricket is concerned, and if it's going to affect player availability? If not in the coming season, it might in the later years.
I don't have the answers right now. I don't think many people do. So I think it's about, I guess, working out what's best for each individual board and their players. New Zealand cricket have seemed to think that's the best way forward for the next 12 months. I don't think Kane and Devon will miss a lot of cricket for New Zealand. So for them to have the flexibility in doing that, but still also be committed to New Zealand, which I think that's where the casual playing agreement comes in. So like I said, as far as the test concerned, those two will be heavily involved in the 9 test matches we've got through to the end of the year.
Tim, since 1988, New Zealand have failed to win a test match in India. So is that something that you're looking to, the record, looking to set it right this time?
Yeah, we know it's a tough place to come. Very, very good side all around the world, India for the last number of years. So yeah, it's going to be hard. We toured here a couple of years ago, and yeah, we know it's a lot of guys have experience from that. A lot of guys have had multiple tours here. So yeah, it's exciting. It's always a challenge to come to this part of the world and play against a very good opposition.
Tim, when it comes to franchisee cricket and international cricket, New Zealand is one of the countries that was affected badly. We lost some of the very important players. You think the franchisee league should be regulated, limited, only limited matches, limited leagues should be one player have access to, or you think it is best for the game?
Yeah, I think that's, like I said, decisions that each individual board are taken into account. So at this stage, obviously the franchise leagues and the franchise world's growing. It'd be nice to see the international and the leagues working together in some way, because especially Test cricket, it's, I think a lot of players, it's still the pinnacle of the format.
Tim, how long will this golden generation of New Zealand cricketers last, you believe? You know, you're a part of that, and there's obviously Kane and Trent, and you know, all you guys produce such wonderful cricket and provided so much entertainment, trophies as well for New Zealand cricket. How long do you see this generation going in international cricket?
Yeah, it's changing as everything is. I guess yeah, it's been a great sort of 10 years or so with a number of guys coming through together. Had some success along the way, and I think it's it's exciting. There's a new group of players coming through, and yeah, we're such a small country, and to I guess have had that consistency for a period of time has been awesome to be a part of. Yeah, we see with Trent doing his thing. How much he will play for New Zealand in the future, we don't know. But yeah, it's been great to play alongside Kane and Trent in particular for such a long time, since we were through age group stuff.
Yeah, a couple of questions, Tim. It's one about the venues in New Zealand going to play at Bangalore, Pune, and Mumbai. Your comments on the venues, and also someone like Jimmy Anderson finally retired. Longevity, do you think it will ever happen again? You have played hell of a lot of cricket.
Yeah, I think obviously longevity. It's been nice to be able to play for a long period of time. Look after yourself extremely well. To see Jimmy Anderson being able to go into his 40s is nothing short of incredible. But I just think if you look at the way that cricket's changed, guys are a lot fitter. Guys tend to stay on the park for a lot longer. So I think guys work extremely hard at keeping themselves on the park for longer periods of time.
Yeah, but the venues, Bangalore, you're happy with the venues? Bangalore, Pune, and Mumbai. It's two big test match venues.
Yeah, great venues, awesome cricket grounds, great places. We know over here the conditions can be different in each stadium. So we've got 3 test matches before we get into that series in the subcontinent. So yeah, it's a big stretch for us in the subcontinent. So we're looking forward to that challenge.
Ricky Ponting recently said that Jasprit Bumrah has been the best all format bowlers in the last 5 to 6 years. Would you agree with that? And given what he has done ever since he has returned from a long injury day of say around 2022, what difference has he made, and how different has he looked in terms of delivering the results, which also includes a number of dot balls, particularly that he bowls in T20 cricket?
Yeah, I think he's been incredible. Obviously, to be able to firstly bounce back from the major injury he had and come back and he's even better than what he was beforehand, and then throw in on top of that having to juggle multiple formats can be difficult at times as well, and he seems to have been able to do that with ease as well. He's probably more experienced, understands his game a bit more. He probably had that time where he was injured to although he was injured to come back and be recharged, refreshed, and I think we're just seeing a great version of Jasprit Bumrah across all 3 formats.
Is he more threatening in any format than the other? Do you think?
No, I think he's brilliant across all three at the moment. Yeah, I don't think there's any one that he's better in. He's tremendous across all three.
Sure.
How easy or difficult was that conversation when Gary said that when becoming Test national in the Asia, you may have to sit out of the 11 despite being a senior player and the captain as well?
Yeah, I guess it was a conversation we had in case that becomes something that we have to look at. I think, like I said, we've got 6 test matches in the subcontinent. Balancing your side is something you talk about, but yeah, it may happen, it may not happen, but it's just something that we've talked about. That if it does happen, then we're across it. So yeah, I'd love to play every test match, but you look at workloads and you look at the best sides for the test match, and that's how you come up with your team.
Take the last few questions.
Yeah, 2 from me. Your best test figures are in Bangalore 12 years ago. So the challenges of bowling in Indian conditions. And secondly, you're coming from playing the 100. So which format do you like? You played T20s, ODIs, tests, now the 100. So which is your favorite?
Yeah, I had a little bit of success in India in the red ball format, a couple of fifers, and obviously that day in Bangalore, which was a wee while ago now. I think the conditions have probably changed a little bit since then. They had a little bit of success on the last tour here in Kanpur. So yeah, it's a challenge for a seamer to come to this part of the world, but to do well, it's very satisfying. So I think, like all the other bowlers, we'll be excited about the challenge of coming here and the challenges of playing in India. Format-wise, I think Test cricket is still the pinnacle for me, and the format I probably hold closest to the heart. I really enjoy the T20, the 100 format, and keeps you young, keeps you guessing, keeps you I guess thinking about and trying to improve your game and your skill set, which helps across the other formats. So yeah, for me probably the test is number one, and then probably into the T20 format.
Last question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, someone like Jasprit Patel took 10 wickets in the innings here. What was the conversation like in the dressing room actually? You know, Indian batsmen falling in a heap to a rookie off spinner. Yeah, I'm sorry, the off spinner.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing. I think the guys were just amazed at what had happened. Obviously, it only happened a couple other times in the history of the game, and for AJ to be able to take all 10 wickets was a phenomenal effort, and he'll have fond memories coming back to India. The story goes even deeper with him being his family from Mumbai, and to be able to do it in Mumbai was incredible. So yeah, just one of those days and one of those parts of cricket history that was amazing to be part of.
Last question.
Tim, bowler captains are sort of still a rarity in international cricket. How do you look at the situation? I mean, Jasprit Bumrah recently said that he wouldn't mind being the captain of Mumbai Indians or India, and we've seen in the past also you have been a captain. And so, is it difficult to be a captain when you're a fast bowler? Is it sort of able to manage everything?
No, it's all right. It's you got people around you. You got other experienced guys which you call upon. But I think one of the strengths of a bowling captain is that they understand what the bowlers are going through and understand what it's like to be out in the field. And those conversations had with fellow bowlers. So yeah, there's pros and cons for batters and bowlers as captain, but I think you just go down to what's the best person to do the job for the I guess the squad that you've got. So yeah, it's something I've enjoyed. I enjoy thinking about the game. So yeah, trying to add an impact in that way is nice.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.